Good morning and welcome to the new edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call, and it enables you to become a better human being, a winner, and more successful than you ever have been. It's a human nature to be worried when facing a difficult situation, and that is something which is enervating, weakening, because when a storm comes, it's not time to sulk and run away, but to face it. As a matter of fact, such occasions are challenge and enable us to emerge a better, abler, stronger human being. I remember a tale. There was a guy in a village, low income family, finances at the worst, both ends meet could not even be met. And then all of a sudden there was a huge cyclone. The thatch roof flew away, the whole family was. And he was downcast. He was thinking of committing suicide. And lo, his son, a teenager, comes running to him. And father asked him, well, what's happened to you? We are destroyed. The whole family has nothing. And you say, and you are happy. Your eyes are shining with joy. And he asked his father, Dad, do you recall the gold ring which you lost a year back? The father remembered that the gold ring was a treasure he had saved for the rainy day. Unfortunately, it was lost. And then the son said, Father, the storm did some good to us. When I went to the storeroom to assess the situation, I found a jewel box. See, the gold ring is inside, which was thrown on the floor by the wind. So this storm is lucky. It's a heaven sent. It's a boon. Naturally, the whole thought of cursing the storm was off. They were rather blessing God Indra, the rain god, for the cyclone, as if this was something a heaven sent opportunity. So, not all storms are there to disturb you. Some are destined to transform you, your journey. Imagine a student appearing for the medical exam, entrance examination and failing. There are two options for him. And I know one case where one student appeared for the medical entrance examination twice, failed. He could not qualify in both attempts. And then what he did? He joined hotel management. And today, he is CEO of a major hotel chain in India. A guy, he developed a vision and he told me, sir, I'm learning the operational insights around this industry, and when I get myself retired, I want to plan to be a consultant to help startups. So the whole thing changed. Failing at one place opens another opportunity. One door closes, another door opens. And not being successful in one examination must never be considered a setback. You have lost a job. What happens? You don't lose anything. I'll tell you my personal story. I was general manager Hawkins pressure cookers after I had left the government job. And then he appointed me, the board decided to appoint me, promote me as a CEO. The moment it was done, I submitted my resignation. And everybody was asked, what's happening? This guy is getting a six-figure salary and he's resigning. And I said, no, I don't need it. Because the moment I'm here, that means I have reached a plateau. I'll go somewhere else as a CEO based on this, my experience and my capabilities. And I did that. And that was a problem, but the storm which was raised, it was a positive storm, but it was a storm all the same. My family members and everybody, except my wife, she supported me all the time. So when you are facing emotionally turbulent times, difficult times, your decisions can put you in a make or break situation. The question is not facing some question is how to get better at the storm. 90% of us always think, and we go like ordinary people, start mopping, start complaining. No. Think of the storm, the difficult situation as an heaven sent opportunity where you can do something better. Unfortunately, the society, the friends, the relations, even the parents at times are always there to put a damper on, resulting being a lot of depression, mental illness, and you become verbose. As can you believe I was reading a story by Chesterton in which a guy went to a church to get a job and he was asked, well, what's your qualification? He said, no, I don't have any qualification. I'm a school dropout. They said, well, how can you be in a church, a deacon or something until you are qualified? We are sorry. He came out dejected, sad. He was standing on the side and then he wanted to have a smoke. He looked around, he couldn't find anyone. He walked up and down, went 4 blocks, 5 blocks, 6 blocks. He didn't find a cigarette shop. So he said, well, why I'm having the urge to smoke, there must be others also having it. And nobody has a shop here. So he went to one shop. Said, can you rent me a small corner where I can place my cigarette? They said, okay, but then we'll have to pay. He said, yes. What I'll do is I'll pay you a percentage of what I earn. They had extra space, so they gave him a counter space. The guy earned so much that in a couple of years, he had a chain of cigarette shops in that locality, and then he expanded. He earned a lot of money. He went to the bank to open an account, put all the cash. They said, well, you're putting all the cash and everything. Why don't you open an account and it will be easier for you? They said, okay. So they brought him the form to sign. And he said, look here, I can't sign. I don't know how to sign. They said, how is it possible? You have such an empire of cigarette chains, store chains. So imagine if you had been educated, how successful you have been. And he said, well, if I had been educated, I would have been tolling the bell in a church and not a tycoon, a business tycoon. So the question of being an illiterate and facing ignominy made him feel do something. And he became a business tycoon in a small way, of course, in his own way. But then that was a success where he could not count the money. You remember the story of sticky notes, which nowadays you use as post-it? It's a fascinating. It was first manufactured to be used as a wallpaper. However, the paper had less glue content and would fall off the wall. And sometimes the consumers refused to buy this useless product. So, company had invested a lot of money in that product. Should that money go waste? So, unit owner decided not to consider the situation as a tragedy. And he wanted to search for the silver lining in the dark clouds. He asked his people to cut the enormous wallpaper into small square boxes. Eventually, these small papers were introduced as post-it and became a top-rated product in the corporate world. Today, can you imagine any professional office not having a sticky note on the table of any executive? A breakdown on your way must not be considered harmful. Let's be very clear. Any break, any barrier is in fact a road to progress. And let me tell you another thing. Going uphill is very difficult. Coming downhill is very easy. So, If you don't face barriers, if you don't face obstacles, if you don't face storms, then of course you cannot even progress. Who knows? There could be a breakthrough transformation. Any storm, any difficulty, any problem could be a transformational process. The moment you can face it with high hopes and having a vision, keep eyes open for the new opportunities. Look at the chinks in that storm. There's much more to achieve on the road ahead. So instead of being discouraged, and if you look at it, the history is replete. The folklore is full of stories where the people face the storms and then emerge victorious. And that is what your capability as a human being is. If the failures were to deter, you would still be living in the dark ages. Every successful thing that you see is a result of hundreds of failures. Maria Curie got radium and she had failed 18 times before being successful. Edison, before he came with the light bulb, failed 30 times, 40 times. So it's not a question of failure, it's a question of how you face a failure. Storm by itself is not bad. How you face the storm is important. And if you can do that, you can be sure the word is yours for the asking. If you look at the history of the wars even, you lose one battle purposely, strategically, to win the war. You're diverting the attention. And as a matter of fact, each barrier, each obstacle, each impediment, each storm has a way of letting you see the things in a different light. So not all storms are that bad. As a matter of fact, I would say, in my long life, comparatively of course, I started my career at the age of 21, but then I had the diplomatic assignment at the age of 15. First time in the history of the world, a schoolboy was sent by the Prime Minister for 3 months as Minister Plenipotentiary, his personal envoy to another country. So that's, and then I had tussles, I had fights, and somebody asked my brother, where am I today? My brother said, he was there yesterday, he is here today, but where he would be tomorrow, nobody knows. Maybe even he himself doesn't know. So what happens is that when a storm comes, you weigh the opportunities that is opening for you. Select the proper opportunity. And if you start moping, start feeling bad, then the opportunities are going to be lost. Somebody else is going to make use of it. So it's up to you whether to be swept away by the tsunami or the misfortune, or to strategize and find a way to catch hold of a debris, survive and do better. Choice is absolutely yours. But a better human being, a capable human being, a person who wants to be called a Homo sapien, would choose a ladder. Even the debris around can be your ship towards safety. And that is what life is. A person who doesn't face misery, failure, misfortune, storms, can never be very successful. Have you not seen in the life that the people born with silver spoons in their mouths are never happy because they got everything on a platter? But a person who thrives in adversity and is successful His joy and happiness is unbounded, and he is the real man. And then Shakespeare comes resounding with the words, the elements so mixed in him, and that nature might stand up and say, he is the man with capital M. So if you want to be a better human being, more successful, more happy, then don't bother about the storms, the troubles, the impediments, the obstacles. Get over them. Find a way past them and charter new paths, new avenues. And therein lies success and happiness. Thank you.